This is network analysis, chapter number 1. The main definitions, basic definitions are there. First definition is network. Network means it is a interconnection of the elements, that is electrical elements, resistance, inductance, capacitance, voltage source and current source. Just the interconnection of the elements is called the network. Electrical circuit is the another definition. In any closed path in the network is called the electric circuits. In any electric circuits is called the network, but network is not called the electric circuit, because network it has a open loop or a closed loop, but electric circuit it has only the closed loop. That's why all electrical networks is called the network, but network is not called the electric circuit. It may be, may not be. That's why. And another definition is node. A point in a network where two or more nodes, two or more elements. A point in a network where two or more elements are interconnected is called the node. Okay. Two or more elements are interconnected at one point. That point is called the node. Suppose two resistors are joined, two or more resistors are joined at one point. That point is called the node. Okay. Loop is another definition. Any closed path in electric circuit, any closed path in any closed path in electric circuit is called the loop. Okay. And mesh, a closed path in the circuit which does not enclose any other closed path inside, it is called the mesh. For example, in this circuit there are two closed paths, and that is in a first closed path, and that means in a first mesh 5 volts, 2 ohms and 10 ohms are to form a mesh, and 10 ohms, 5 ohms and 3 volts is form a another mesh. So in this circuit there are two meshes are there, but in loops 5 volts, 2 ohms and 10 ohms is a one loop, 10 ohms, 5 ohms and 3 volts is a another loop, and 5 volts, 2 ohms, 3 ohms and 3 volts is also the third loop. That means there are totally 3 loops are there. Loop means it is a closed path, but inside mesh means it is inside there is no any closed path, it is only a closed path. But in loop inside also closed path is available. That's why in this circuit there are 3 loops and 2 meshes. Branch, it represents single circuit element. It represents single circuit element such as voltage source, resistors, etc. It is nothing but it is a single circuit element. Examples in resistors, voltages, that is also the branch. Okay. And charge, units of charge is coulomb. First of all, 1 electron is equal to 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulombs. 1 coulomb is equal to 6.28 into 10 power 18 electrons to form a 1 coulomb of charge. It is a Avogadro number. In any atom, the outermost layer orbit, the electrons is available. There are negative charge. In center protons are available. There are positive charge. Q is equal to N into E. N is the number of electrons, E is the 1 electron charge. Electric current, the flow of electrons in a conductor is called electric current. It denotes I. Units of electric current is ampere or coulombs per second. I is equal to Q by T. The rate of charge, the rate of charge is also called the electric current. Units is according to this formula coulombs per second. Voltage, the work done or energy required to move a unit charge from one point to another point. For example, from point A to point B, the 1 coulomb of charge, electrons are moving from A to B. That work done is called the 1 volt. It denotes V is equal to W by Q. W means work, Q means charge. Units is volts or joule per coulomb of the voltage. Power, the rate of work done is called the power. P is equal to W by T, work by time or joule per second.